What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Manchester United's transfer business so far, and I have to say, this feels completely different from what we've been used to over the last few years. Before we get into it, if you're new here and you enjoy Manchester United content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Now let's get into it. Honestly, it feels like I'm watching another football club during this transfer window. The speed, the accuracy, the lack of unnecessary drama. Everything just looks organized. For years, we watched United spend an entire summer chasing one player, only for the deal to drag until deadline day, or collapse completely. But this window has been the exact opposite. The club seems to identify a target, get the player's approval, negotiate quickly, and wrap things up before the media even knows what's happening. That is exactly how elite football clubs operate. And that's probably been my biggest takeaway so far. United finally look like they're acting with a clear plan instead of simply reacting to opportunities. One thing I really like is the balance the club is trying to create. It's not just about signing exciting young players. It's about mixing youth with experienced professionals. That balance is important, especially when you're back competing in the Champions League. Young players bring energy. Experienced players bring leadership. You need both if you want to compete across multiple competitions. One signing that surprised almost everyone was Youri Tielemans. Considering today's transfer market is obsessed with signing the next wonder kid, seeing United move for a more experienced Premier League midfielder caught many people off guard. But the more I think about it, the more I actually like it. Tielemans' quality speaks for itself. He's been one of the Premier League's most consistent midfielders for years. He was a massive part of Aston Villa's success, and if it wasn't for that release clause, I honestly don't think Villa would have wanted to lose him, especially for that kind of fee. His experience could be invaluable. When you're playing Champions League football and things aren't going your way, having someone who's been through those battles before can calm the team down, he becomes another leader on the pitch. And by the time Tielemans eventually moves on, United should already have the next midfielder ready. Whether that's someone developed through the academy, whether that's a Roscoe, or whether it's another young signing brought in over the next 4 or 5 years. 5 years is plenty of time to prepare for succession. That's smart squad building. Another thing I loved was just how quickly everything happened. The reports came out. Within hours, the deal was basically complete. The very next day, the medical was finished. No month-long saga. No endless negotiations. No daily update saying, talks are progressing. Just done. That's refreshing. Although I still can't believe Aston Villa allowed a player like Tielemans to have that release clause. It honestly makes you wonder, do they have other players with similar clauses hidden in their contracts? Now, let's move on to the goalkeeper department. United clearly needed another goalkeeper. Andre Onana's future has looked uncertain for a while. And because of his wages, a permanent move has always seemed difficult. A loan always felt like the most realistic outcome. Then there's Altay Bayındır. If we're being honest, he hasn't exactly inspired confidence whenever he's played. If Lamens were to pick up an injury tomorrow, I don't think many United fans would feel comfortable with Bayındır becoming the number one. Because of that, I wouldn't be surprised if he's sold before the window closes. Then there's Radek Vitek. His future is still unclear. Personally, I'd like to see him stay. Competition only improves players. Having several capable goalkeepers pushing each other every single day in training can only make the entire goalkeeping department stronger. But it's still early in the window. Anything can happen. Now, let's talk about the signing that genuinely surprised a lot of people. Andrey Santos. United have been monitoring Santos for a long time. Even before he moved to Chelsea, his name had been linked with the club. After joining Chelsea, his development wasn't exactly straightforward. He went out on loan. Some moves worked better than others. His spell at Strasbourg was excellent and showed exactly why so many clubs rated him so highly. The Nottingham Forest loan didn't really work out, but instead of letting that define him, he kept developing. When he returned to Chelsea, he found himself behind 2 midfielders who had cost the club well over £100 million each. Naturally, Chelsea were always going to prioritize those players. Despite limited opportunities, Santos still showed flashes of his quality. Nothing spectacular, but enough to remind everyone of his enormous potential. Then Christopher Vivel made his move. Having previously been involved in bringing Santos to Chelsea, he knew exactly what kind of player United would be getting. And that's another thing I like about this recruitment team. They're identifying players they genuinely believe fit the project, not simply chasing the biggest names available. Santos is versatile, comfortable in multiple midfield roles, energetic, technically gifted, hardworking, exactly the type of profile modern football demands. One of my favorite parts of this entire window has nothing to do with the players. It's the silence. Almost every deal has happened with very few leaks. Whenever stories appeared in the media, the transfer was practically finished. That tells me United finally had control over negotiations. Compare that to previous years. Every negotiation became public. Every club knew exactly who United wanted. Prices increased. Negotiations dragged on. Fans became frustrated. Now, the club simply works behind the scenes. Target identified. Negotiation started. Player says yes. Deal completed. That's how serious football clubs should operate. Now let's look ahead. Because I don't think United are finished yet. The left wing. A lot depends on Marcus Rashford. The club seems willing to reintegrate him into the squad. Although part of me wonders if that's simply protect his market value before making a decision. There have already been rumors linking him with Fenerbahce. Personally, I'd be comfortable either way. If Rashford stays, great. If he leaves and United reinvests wisely, I'd also understand that decision. One player reportedly being considered is Crescencio Somerville from West Ham. He's another Premier League-proven player who fits the recruitment profile. My only concern would be the asking price. If United can negotiate a reasonable deal, I definitely understand the interest. Then there's Lewis Hall, one of the most exciting young left-backs in the Premier League. Reports suggest he wants greater clarity over his long-term role before committing to a new contract. Of course, there's always a possibility that United are simply being used as leverage during negotiations. We've seen that happen before. But if the opportunity became real, would I take Lewis Hall? Absolutely, without hesitation. He could become the long-term successor to Luke Shaw. Young, athletic, Premier League proven. Exactly the profile United should be targeting. When I step back and look at the squad overall, last summer felt like improving the attack. This summer feels focused on strengthening the midfield. Maybe next summer becomes all about the defense. That's what long-term planning looks like. Instead of trying to rebuild an entire squad in one transfer window, United appear to be improving one area at a time. If they stick to that strategy, the squad should continue getting stronger every single year. Overall, I've been really impressed with Manchester United's transfer strategy, not just because of the names coming in, but because of the way the business has been conducted. The club looks organized. Recruitment appears data-driven. Negotiations are quick. Leaks have almost disappeared. There seems to be a genuine long-term vision. And honestly, that's something United fans have been waiting to see for a very long time. The transfer window isn't over yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's still one or two surprise signings before deadline day. What do you think of Manchester United's transfer business so far? Which signing are you most excited about? Do you think there are more surprises still to come? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.